This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. As the curtains come down on the ICC World Cup 2011 tonight with the grand final between the Lions of Sri Lanka and the Men in Blue, Team India, there's going to be some heartache and some cheer is also assured. The Master Blaster has been denied his pending 100th ton 22 days ahead of his birthday. A deadly Lasith Malinga has played villain tonight. Indian cricketing fans are shocked beyond belief. So who is it going to be who will resuscitate India back to a winning form? The hope is still on, but it's going to be another 2 more hours of racing heartbeats. Till then, Chennai's own superstar Rajnikant is at the Wankhede Stadium hoping against hope that a win will come India's way tonight. My colleague Krishnamurthy joins me on the show tonight with ball-by-ball update. Krishna, a double disappointment for India so far, and that is quite an early one at that.
Yes, Evelyn, this double disappointment. Our star openers back in the hut early on in the innings. But then we Indians are an optimistic lot. It's not over until it's actually over, and we'll be waiting for that win for India. I'm Krishnamurthy and I'll get you the latest on the match in just a bit.
Well, rightly put there, it's not over till it's actually over. Good evening, I'm Evelyn Matthew, and there's plenty else making the headlines at this hour. So without much ado, these are the rest of the stories we're tracking at 8 p.m. India loses its stars openers Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar. Malinga is on a ride for Sri Lanka as the Indians enter their crucial overs. The chart sheet in the 2D Spectrum case names its first set of individuals and companies, all including A. Raja, are accused of conspiracy. Amma flaunts her victory sign for action against MK Arigiri. She reacts to the FIR against him, lauding the action as per law. If you're in J-POC and bogged down by traffic woes, a candidate for the polls echoes your troubles. J. Anbaragan pledges his promise today on if I win.
அடித்தட்டு மக்கள் நிறைந்திருக்கிற இந்த பகுதியில் அவருடைய அடிப்படை வசதிகள் அவர்களுக்கு தேவையானவற்றை எல்லாம் செய்து தர வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டிருக்கிறார்கள். இவரெல்லாம் செய்து தரப்படும் என்று உறுதியளித்திருக்கிறேன்.
In Egmore constituency, the big battle for the polls of 2011 is between DMDK's newbie and a DMK veteran. And Chennai joins to cheer on the Men in Blue, strums out a Tamil folk number dedicated to the Cup of Joy. Let's also bring you the rest of the day's stories nationally and internationally. Radioactive iodine is leaking from a crack in the radiator wall at Fukushima. Radioactive levels in the sea 1,000 times higher than permitted. Goa's education minister is arrested after he's caught travelling with Indian and foreign currency worth 1 crore rupees. And the Libyan government rejects a ceasefire offer, calling it a trick by the rebels. Well, tonight at Amchi, Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium, the big guns of international cricket have met to take home the World Cup. But whose tryst with destiny is it going to be? As things stand, India is looking a little glum after the loss of Tendulkar and Virender Sehwag. And certainly Indian fans didn't have something to cheer about with those wickets falling. As of now, India is at 65 for 2 at 12.2 overs. They need another 210 runs with 8 wickets and 37.4 overs remaining. Gautam Gambhir is at the crease alongside Virat Kohli. But first off, it was Sehwag who was dismissed right in the second ball of the first over. He was caught leg before wicket of Malinga's bowling. Sachin then, the homeboy, who was slotted to be on the verge of his 100th international ton, was the next to go, who was dismissed for 28 then. Right now, both Gambhir and Kohli are at the crease, trying to make things hopeful for the Indian team now. Joining us live right now is my colleague Krishnamurthy with some more updates from the match as it's underway. As of now, what does it look like? Is it looking good at all for Team India?
Well, actually, Indian innings started out on a bad note with Sehwag getting out right on the second ball of the innings, LBW to of a beautiful ball by Malinga. So this was a disappointment because Sehwag has usually scored off at a fast pace at the beginning of the innings in almost each of the matches in the tournament. And this being the final, we did need him to fire early on, but then that wasn't the case, and he was. LBW, he was given LBW out for in the second ball of the innings. But then local boy Sachin Tendulkar, we expected him to play a fine knock, and we expected him to at least score his 100th international century. And but again, that wasn't the case, and he snicked a ball off Malinga, which was caught by Sangakkara, which was needless at that point to say, because that ball was truly wide off his bat, and then the snick was a needless one. And then he got out for 18. So disappointment early on, because Sachin and Sehwag were usually gave peak. They used to score the peak of runs early on in every other match. So and their support is how India depended on early on, because our middle order was weak, and it crumbled in almost every other match except for the quarter-final clash against Australia. So we needed Sachin and Sehwag to be at the crease early on, but then that wasn't the case. And right now, the young boys of Gambhir and Kohli, who are at the crease right now, they haven't performed as of yet in most of the matches. Gambhir, in fact, did perform in a few matches, and Kohli, in fact, he also scored a few centuries, and which we would require in this match definitely for sure, because this is the final match, and it's a do-or-die encounter. So we do need Gambhir and Kohli to stick to the wicket for as long as possible, and even probably score their centuries till India is in a positive state. But as of now, it looks fine. In fact, India's run rate is pretty much fine. They are scoring at a very good run rate. It's just the problem of holding wickets in hand. If they ensure that wickets are in hand and they lead on in the same fashion, we will probably be home quite comfortably. And in fact, even next to come up in the batting lineup is Yuvraj, and there's Dhoni, and there's Raina. So a lot of batting lineup up ahead, but we do need to ensure that the wickets are intact at least till the later stages of the game. Evelyn?
Right, Krishna. Also, if statistics are to go by, the team that bats second has only won 2 of 8 finals. Do you believe then it's too big a total for Team India, 275?
Well, again, cricket is a funny game, so statistics usually don't matter in a big encounter like this. But then, talking about this game, yes, in the second innings, usually at Wankhede, because the dew factor comes into play. So definitely, it will help the batsmen in the innings, because the ball will be slippery because of the dew on the field, and bowlers will find it very difficult to hold on to the ball. So that will play advantage to the team batting second. But again, what's really important right now is to keep wickets in hand and play on until India is quite comfortable till the end of the innings. So this is what India need to ensure right now, and go ahead with the game. But as of now, yeah, statistics do speak that teams batting second in this very ground have lost. In fact, are out of 17 games which were played earlier at the Wankhede, 11 teams batting first won the game, and 6 teams batting second won the game. So the statistics does have an edge to the team batting first, but then this is a big encounter, and this is a do-or-die encounter. So statistics doesn't really matter. It's just the case of holding on to the wickets at this stage. Evelyn?
Right. Sri Lanka seems to have already launched their big missile, Malinga, and even Muralidharan to have come in and take the crease in some time. But looks like they're quite comfortably poised and to the pitch and to the conditions there. Malinga looking quite ecstatic, claiming those 2 openers' wickets.
Yeah, Malinga has been a key bowler for Sri Lanka. Well, in fact, he has a very unique style of bowling, which does pose as a problem for most of the batsmen. So this is he has taken the crucial wickets of Sachin and Sehwag. So Sri Lanka will be riding on a very confident note at this point of time, and Sangakkara will definitely be a happy man. He will look and try to restrict the flow of runs by the Indians. Remember, Wankhede Stadium has a very short boundary line, so if Indians get into good shape, they will start scoring runs at quick fire stage. So Sri Lanka actually will try and force the number of runs to be scored down. They will probably come and slow the scoring rate of the Indians, and this is what they will ensure. But the Indians, as of now, they should look at keeping the wicket intact and going ahead and playing those, taking those crucial singles and twos, which will ensure that India will reach home quite safely. Evelyn?
Right, let's keep our fingers and toes crossed along with the bleeding blue and hope that the men in blue are on their way to bringing back the World Cup after 28 long years. Thanks very much indeed, Krishna, for joining us with your inputs there. Plenty more news and updates from the state and the nation when we come back on Headlines Now.